What's up, everybody? Happy Monday. Hope all you had a great day so far today. Hope you had a great weekend. Getting into this episode of GH, this was a pretty good episode. I enjoyed it for the most part. I am so kind of irritated that Dante and Gio's relationship, it was starting to get a little better. Like it was slow moving, but it was starting to, like show some signs of improvement. Now we're back at square one with the two of them. I'm like, oh shit. I was like, damn, we were that close. We were that close to get them cool, but damn. But you know what? I appreciate Gio stepping up, and admitting that, listen, this is on me. You know what I mean? I got Rocco into this. That falls on me. I admire that. At least he's big enough to own up to, his part, and to say, nah, I should have never got him involved, but I did because we thought he was testing. We thought this dude was testing our animals, but he wasn't. And we got Rocco involved. That was my fault. I knew Dante was going to go to hell off. I knew Dante was going to flip. He was pissed. He was pissed because he felt like Gio didn't learn from the last time. When Rocco was drinking, even though Rocco drinking had nothing to do with Gio, like that really wasn't Gio's fault. But Dante gonna hold his feet to the fire on that, I guess, for however long. But Dante, when he gets mad at Gio, it's like he could be a bit harsh with the boy. He just be going off. I'm like, damn, Dante, calm down. But you know what? A part of me feel like this is a little bit of justice and karma for Dante, because now he sees how Christina and Sonny and Carly and everybody felt when Michael ass went to prison based off of his bad advice. I remember when he told Michael, oh, come forward, be honest, and you'll get, community service, a suspended sentence. That man got sent to Pentonville for what, 5 years? And he'll get paroled after 2. And this boy was 19 years old. He was 18. And got sent to prison because of Dante's stupid ass advice. So this was kind of karma. It was karma, because now you see how they all felt 15 years ago when this happened to Michael. You know what I'm saying? Like, now you get it. Even though Rocco is a couple of years younger than Michael was, but now you see. You know what I'm saying? Now the shoe was on the other foot. Now you see how they all felt and how pissed off they were. Now you got that same attitude towards your illegitimate child. Now you got that attitude. So it's a bit karma. I kind of like how the writers came up with this, because I'm like, I'll be damned. This was smooth. I feel like it's going to take some more time, though. Dante and Gio, I feel like they're definitely going to get that type of relationship, because it took a long time for Sonny and Dante to get to where they are today. So I'm pretty sure it's going to take a minute for them to get right. But at least Gio owns up to his shit. At least he, apologetic, and he see the error of his ways. And as far as this go, Emma tried to smooth things over and was like, nah, this was on me. Dante wasn't trying to hear it. Dante really wanted to, put full blame on Gio. He didn't want to hear nothing Emma had to talk about. He was like, nah, this on him. He was like, just get out my sight. That's such a parent thing to say. Get out my sight. Just go. It's going to be a mess, but they're going to have to pull together to get this boy up out this situation. So anyway, moving on from that. I don't know who Britt thinks she is, but homegirl, the way she grabbed Emma, I said, no, unhear her. Unhear. I was like, unhear her. Because if I was Emma, I wouldn't have blamed her if she slapped the dog piss out of Britt. Because you ain't going to be just grabbing folk. You is not going to be grabbing people up like that. That's what we not going to do. But she wanted to put the blame for Rocco going to jail on Emma, basically, for, getting him mixed up in all of this nonsense. But then Britt started to think that, Rocco was only being nice to her to get that key fob from her. But Emma burst her little bubble. She said, first of all, that's not true. She said, Rocco is actually an honest, kind person. He genuinely wanted to get to know your stupid ass. And Emma was like, we encouraged him or whatever. I don't know why we wanted him to get to know you, but whatever. Because Emma feel like ain't nothing about Britt change. She feel like you still that same chick that barbecued my doll. Listen, for those who were watching during that time when Britt first came on the show, She was hell on wheels to Emma. She really was. Like dead ass Britt was pure hell to Emma back in the day. Pure hell. Um, but Britt let her know. She was like, listen, you want to come after me, you come after me. She said, but you don't bring no innocent child into it or whatever. But Emma feel like she gotta live with that. That's a mistake she gonna have to live with for the rest of her life, getting this boy sent to jail. My thing is, Rocco is old enough to know right from wrong. He's old enough to know, like, nah, I shouldn't be doing this. But at the same time, Gio and Emma are young adults. They're older than him. They should have knew better than to recruit these teenagers to help them. You want help with all this, and y'all got a group going, and you get your other college students who are also young adults to help you with this. You don't bring in no damn high school kids. Like, you don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Because yes, they know right from wrong, but they're impressionable. They're going to want to jump in and help because they think they're doing it for the right reasons, not understanding the consequences of your actions. If you get caught, you know what I'm saying? Like, think. And that's my thing. I ain't got a problem with them standing up for themselves and fighting injustices. I don't have an issue with that. It's just, if you're going to do shit like this, don't get caught. Do not get caught, please. Be smart about how you do this. Like, I'm just saying, be very, very smart about how you move forward. So anyway, moving on from that. So Porsha sitting over here trying to hide her little sonogram or whatever when Curtis came in, and he told her how Aunt Stella put it together that she was pregnant and whatnot. And Porsha was not here for that whole, him trying to imply that they should stay together for this baby. She was not here for it. She was like, no, I seen your lips all over Jordan the other day. She said, I'm good. Hell no. I feel like them staying together for a baby is a horrible thing to do. That is horrible. And I feel like they still need to push forward with this divorce. They really do. Because I believe once Curtis finds out the full truth about the fact that she slept with Isaiah and that baby might be Isaiah's, ain't no way he gonna want to stay in this marriage after that. There's just no way. He really gonna want to go. Like, if he didn't want to go before, he will now. He definitely will. They just need to go ahead and move forward with that. There's no sense in letting Aunt Stella or anybody talk y'all out of it. Go ahead, get that divorce, file those papers, be done with each other. You know what I'm saying? Be completely finished. Because I don't see no hope for this marriage. I don't think they belong together. They probably never have. It's a hot mess. You know what I'm saying? I feel like Curtis, there's nothing wrong with having high standards for your spouse and for the people around you, but I feel like his standards are ridiculous. I feel like if anybody does anything he doesn't approve, he's going to just wash his hands of you, especially if he married to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, he holds a very high fucking standard, and I don't think he holds himself to that same standard, because he could do some stuff and keep a little secret or do whatever, and he would be expected, he would expect to be forgiven, but he don't want to forgive others. You know what I'm saying? So I don't feel like that type of relationship would work. And if Jordan want to go ahead and put herself back through that nonsense, kudos to you. That's on you. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know how people could live like that, being married to somebody who, just keep their foot on your neck for any little infraction. Like, yeah, Porsha was wrong for shit that she did, but damn, at some point, shit, even the police at some point stopped beating Rodney King. Like, damn. Like, how long you gonna keep your foot on this girl's neck? Like, okay, let it go then. Go ahead and let the marriage go. So she let him see the sonogram and whatnot. Porsha, you need to tell this man. She do need to tell him that this child may not be his. Like, do not let this man go 9 months thinking that he the father of this child. Don't let him do that. Because I got a feeling whether she like it or not, that secret coming out. Oh, that secret is definitely coming out whether she likes it or not. Because Alexis and Felicia are working on it. I will say I'm not a fan of Alexis working on Willow's case. I'm not a fan of it. But I do like the fact that she's not doing exactly what Drew wants her to do, which is point the finger at Michael, because she knows that there are several other suspects in this, and Portia's a viable suspect. So she wants to just create enough reasonable doubt, and having Porsha as another suspect creates that reasonable doubt. They're just trying to figure out what the motive is. Like, what's the connection? Like, how do we connect the dots? How do we go in front of a jury and convince them that Porsha could have been the shooter? We need a motive. They know she don't really have an alibi, but see, that's why I feel like Porsha need to go ahead and just rip the Band-Aid off at this point, because it's going to get ripped off whether she wanted to or not. Because Felicia realized that the cops never even questioned Porsha. Never once. So it's only a matter of time before they do even more digging and find out where exactly she was that night. And once they do that, it's a wrap. The whole sordid affair, the whole, so to speak, even though it technically wasn't no affair, but the whole sordid detail is going to come out. So it's best that Porsha just finally do it herself instead of somebody else doing it, or her waiting to the very last minute. Like, just say that shit, because they're looking to throw her ass under the bus. And now you got Rick coming up in there, trying to make peace with Alexis, because he talking about, oh, me and Sonny made peace and I'm representing Rocco and I need Danny to come forward to clear Rocco at this point. I don't blame Alexis for not trusting him. I do not blame Alexis, because I wouldn't trust his evil ass either. Like, you got to be a new type of fool to trust Rick. Like, you really do. I would need some guarantees if I trust that ass. I'm just saying. So I get it. Alexis was very skeptical, because she was under the impression that he was trying to get to her through Danny, and she not having it. But Rick is crazy, but I don't think he that crazy, because he know Jason would be on his ass in 2 seconds. Jason has never liked Rick. So I think Rick, for his safety, he don't want to be on the wrong side of Jason, because he know Jason done beat that ass before. He'll do it again. You don't want that. You don't want them type of problems. And Sonny not going for that either. But he was like, nah, I'm serious. I want us to, make peace and work together. He was like, I could also offer you up a viable suspect in your case. And of course, they really trying to throw Porsha ass under the bus. They really are. But Alexis, she got to think about that, because they got to be very careful about how they do this as far as Danny coming forward to try to help Rocco, because that's one of the things that Lulu was worried about when she went to go see Carly at Bobby's. When she went to go see Carly at Bobby, she was letting her know about what happened, and that Rocco was sent to juvie and whatnot. She doesn't want the same outcome from what happened to Michael to happen to Rocco or Danny or Charlotte. She don't want none of them going to jail. You know what I mean? But she got to be very careful how she play this, because she know she can't ask Danny to come forward or Charlotte to exonerate Rocco without knowing that they have protection. That they're legally protected from prosecution. She got to make damn sure none of them are going to get charged in this. And I don't blame her, because Carly was like, listen, you got to do what the hell you got to do to get your son out this situation. And I totally agree. Do what you got to do to get this boy up out of this, because ain't no way no 14, 15-year-old boy need to be sitting up in no juvie. Get him out of this quickly. So anyway, moving on from that, Sonny was, trying to figure out what the hell happened. Rick was like, listen, I went to Justine. We had a deal. Some shit went down. It went left. So he was, Sonny was trying to figure out why Justine did what she did. She was like, listen, I got new evidence from Doan. I had to follow the evidence. Sonny was like, damn well that shit could have been faked. And she was like, listen, I'm going to look into the evidence. She said, I'm going to look into it, but as long as Dalton is pursuing this, I have to pursue it. Sonny don't trust Justine, because he feel like he's really questioning, like, are you really, after justice, or are you just trying to advance your career? Valid question. It is valid, but we all know Justine is ambitious. She has made that abundantly clear. She has not hid that fact. She's all about career advancement. But I just don't see Justine trying to purposefully send a teenage boy to prison just to advance a career. Now, her going after people like Sonny and Jason, that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? These are two full-grown men who are in the criminal world. Of course she would go after them. That's a huge get for her career. Her trying to put Rocco in prison, I don't see it. You know what I'm saying? I don't think she was deliberately trying to do that. I think she just really was trying to do her job on this one. You know what I mean? Because other than Dalton, I don't see nobody being that damn crude to send a child to prison. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't see that. Speaking of Doan, this bastard was sitting here gloating. He was all types of happy that Rocco was in jail. And I love how Laura unleashed holy hell on that man. Oh, I loved it. Laura didn't hold back. She didn't even care that people were recording. She did not care. And I love that Laura loves her job. She loves her position as mayor, but she don't give a damn. If she lose that position, she good. Either way, she's been mayor for years now. So she not stressing it. You know what I'm saying? She did right by her town the best that she could. And if she loses that position, it is what it is. I love how she just didn't let up on that fool. And I wouldn't have either. You know what I'm saying? Him trying to sit there and call her corrupt. What has she done that's corrupt? Her association with Sonny is not corruption. They share a grandchild together. They share a lot of history together. That's not corrupt. She has never done anything illegal to aid Sonny's organization. So you have no proof of corruption. I love how she just slapped the shit out of Doan. She like Laura's an OG. She really just don't care. And I love it because she gonna stand 10 toes down for her grandkids and all her family members. She don't give a damn. She not about to sit back and let her grandson be railroaded and put in prison and mess up his life. She not about to let that go down. But I also hope that this will be a life lesson for Rocco as well in the future. Like, if you're gonna do some shit, make sure you don't get caught, or think more carefully, like be more, calculated in your thinking, But Doan definitely going down. Oh, he's going down. You're making too many powerful enemies, sir. Even one of your old allies is now your enemy and about to take you down. Like, he moving way too stupid. Like, you could have just let this go. That boy didn't find nothing in your lab to tie you to anything, and you want to drag this out by putting him in jail, which is going to shine a light on what y'all really got going on. That's stupid. You should just let it go. You know what I'm saying? Like, and where is the university at? Because technically the university owns the lab. So why are they not pursuing this? Why is it just Doan? Where's the president or the dean or whatever of the college? Why are they not speaking up on this matter? I'm just saying. Hopefully though, Laura keep her job as mayor, because God knows Ezra don't. That's the last thing that people in that town need, is for Ezra Boyle to get up in there as the new mayor. That town will be a dumpster fire if he become mayor. Hell no. That man will have everybody kids in prison. He'll have your ancestors in prison. That's how diabolical that fool is. Freak that. Keep his ass up out of there. So anyway, at least Nathan, is trying to do everything he can to protect Rocco, because he was like, he dropped him off the juvie, made sure that he was in a room by himself. He was in a cell by himself or whatever. Made sure that, people knew where he came from, who his people are. So he, tried to get him as protected as humanly possible. Thank God, because he gonna need it. Kids in juvie is something else. So moving on from that, Trina need to fall back. Like, I understand where she coming from, but she need to fall back because she don't know all the facts. And she feel like, if she come and come forward and tell her parents that she was at Drew house that night, that it should help their marriage. It should repair their marriage. I feel like it wouldn't. You're messing up. Like, absolutely freaking not. You don't repair a marriage like that. And I'm glad, Kai was basically trying to tell her that the issues between her parents may be deeper than what she think. And it is. It's much deeper. She's trying to blame Drew. Drew blackmailing my mother put a strain on their marriage. It goes far deeper than that, sweetheart. That's why you need to fall back. Because you stepping into territory that you don't know nothing about. You don't know the details. Fall the freak back. Let them handle this. I understand you want to see your parents happy and together, but sometimes being together is not making them happy. You know what I'm saying? Fall back. Don't be like Aunt Stella now. Don't fall into that little trap. But anyway, that was pretty much the whole episode. Hit the comments. Let me know what you all thought, and I will see you all later. Peace.